All right, welcome back again to another weekly analysis with the Winner Circle Trader. So let's get right into it. So, starting off with the weekly chart, the body's completely respected the last fair value gap here. And if we zoom in on the daily chart as well, we can see that we are also getting a movement all the way up from the last daily BPR as well. Since then, we got some very bearish news on Thursday night, and yeah, it left some equal lows here on the 4-hour chart, which was quite bearish. However, because everyone else was shorting, of course, what does the market do? It goes up, right? It fills this entire void that you can see here much better on the 5-minute chart. And after it fills, well, almost all of it, it comes back down. On the 15-minute chart, we can see this as, I mean, seems to me at least it's quite bearish, right? There's not really anything in the way, I would say. On the 15-minute chart, there's like a tiny fair value gap down here that might hold price. There is a fair value gap here that is currently holding price, to be fair. And yeah, once it gets disrespected and violated, I would expect it to straight away just blast down on Monday. The ideal scenario would be, of course, that the market opens right where it is right now in Asia session. It does nothing, and then during London makes its manipulation higher, goes back down, and then in AM session we get a continuation short down to the equal lows, because that's probably the most obvious thing we could aim for on Monday. Besides that, I mean, there is kind of a trend line being disrespected here on the 4-hour chart. And trend lines to me is just basically low resistance liquidity. So I do kind of mark them out and notice them. This is the first time also um, since the actual low that we're starting to get some kind of resistance and bearish price action right after we touch the last daily BPR, as well as respecting the weekly fair value gap. So I would not at all be surprised if we see the weekly chart that we at least come back down and hit this intermediate term low inside of this weekly fair value gap. Why is this not surprising to me if it does happen? I mean, it seems almost impossible right now, but I don't think it is, because, I mean, if you look at all these moves up, there's always, some sort of move back down before we go higher. And compared to all these moves we've had before, this is nothing. Even though it seemed like something crazy Thursday night, it was literally nothing. So we could see some moves further down if the situation keeps getting, a little bit more out of hand, which it seems through, Iran's Twitter, etc., that it is kind of getting there a little bit. So personally, I am bullish on NQ. I don't really want to trade this week, to be honest. The contracts are changing, I think. There's FOMC. We've had some of the worst price action that I've witnessed since my time trading, in the past 3 years. So I'm honestly thinking this is a good week to take a break if you want one, or if you've been, grinding. I truly have. So if you've been grinding for a while, I think it's a good week to just take some time to cool off, come back, when we know a bit more. At the same time, the opportunity for shorts is there, it's present. And if we hit the intermediate term low inside of this weekly fair value gap here, I believe the opportunity for longs will be quite nice as well. Do we get there this week? I really don't know. Um, is it possible? Of course it is. One thing I've learned about the market is to never, ever, ever underestimate it and what it can do. We can literally have 1 week just dump all the way down here, and the next week we're at all-time highs. It's completely possible. So I think this week it's just nice to hold out on a little bit and just see what FOMC does. How does the market react to all the news, as well as the escalation that has taken place since Friday by Iran, at least what it seems like on Twitter. Um, and yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, there is great opportunity to make a lot of money, but I'm not really too interested this week to be trading, to be honest. So that's just me. I think if you want to play it safe, I think this is a great week to just study, revise, maybe just take a break. And the week after should be much better. If you are keen on trading this week, I mean, here's your draw liquidity for Monday. Is the equal lows. Let me just make sure I have the right number marked. Okay, it's 21,471. 4 hour equal lows, daily equal lows, strongest draw on liquidity right now on the chart. So if you get a chance to trade to them on Monday, I mean, this is probably the best draw on liquidity you're gonna get this week. At least from what I can see right now. Um, Besides that, like I said before already, I mean, it's probably not the best week to be trading for several reasons. There's FOMC, there's we still have to see how the market handles the news and the escalation. And on top of that, the contract switch takes place takes place. The contact what the contract switch takes place this week as well. So yeah, if you're gonna trade this week, be careful. Furthermore, by the way, if you look at the other indices like YM, there is an SMT going on here. There is also a SMT with ES here as well. And I think what's most ridiculous about price action right now with all these indices is that YM is actually on its way to take this low out from 2nd of June already, which NQ looks like it doesn't even want to go near. So if you look at the 4 hour chart, it's already violated the last fair value gap here. It should go for the low. It has already taken this low out from 3rd June, which if you look at on NQ, um, it's not really anywhere close to that right now. So there's just a lot that can happen. NQ could have an SMT with YM and NQ and not hit these lows. Anything can happen really. And yeah, there's just too many contradicting, conflicting things that are happening. There's too many unknown variables. Um, and yeah, I don't feel like this is the best price action week that we are gonna get. This is just not the best conditions you will be getting, especially if you look at it in terms of a long-term perspective. You're gonna get many, many, many hundreds, thousands of better days to trade, um, in. And yeah, uh, truly, I think my advice for this week is if you have some studying to do, some revision, some time you want to spend with your family, or just take some time off, take a breather, this is the week to do it, you know. Um, and yeah, you already know my bias. If you're gonna trade this week, just be careful, stick to your rules, stick to your strategy, use good risk, you'll be fine.